access to Wi-Fi and the cost of data, how is that affecting growth when it comes to this mobile sector?
I think it's a massive challenge, and I think to Stephen's point, I think it is less problematic if you consider just the South African context. But the reality is that today you are part of the world. So Facebook is an app that is built for the entire world. And conditions differ quite a lot. So I think specifically when these sort of first world or developed country apps are deployed in South Africa, some of these things are real challenges. High definition video streaming in South Africa is expensive if you do it over mobile. So I think those things are challenges. I'm very encouraged by some of the sort of projects that are running in that space, whether it's a free Wi-Fi initiative, whether it's government rollout. I think a lot of those infrastructure pieces are getting solved, and I also think that the quality of data experience in South Africa has improved tremendously. Yeah. I mean, the internet connection you can get at your house today or via your cell phone via one of the network operators has improved tremendously over the past few years, and that's very encouraging for me.
Yeah, no, and I agree with Gobus, and I think I'm a firm believer that free Wi-Fi can be the solution. It's just that it's about as a capital intensive exercise as building a cell phone operator. And if you look at if you download the yearly statements of Vodacom and MTN and you see how much they spend on just capex, and those are largely building towers with 3G routers in them, then it's massive amounts of money. We're talking about billions of rands every year just to get people on 3G. So if you want to do free Wi-Fi, it's you're also going to end up with having to spend quite a lot of money just to get the coverage done.
Now I want to talk about e-commerce in South Africa. Where do we stand when it comes to e-commerce when we look at other developing countries?
Well, that's quite hard. I think it's when you look at where we stand in terms of the amount of people buying. I think as we got better with internet connectivity, you also saw more people, as I touched on with one of the previous questions, like people in South Africa actually love using Amazon, for instance.
Yeah.
And we do have quite a selection. I saw the e-commerce awards this year had about 50 websites on there that they picked, and it's various weird niches from coffee beans for Cape Town to really the big guys like Takealot. And I think that's quite an array of things. It is present. Some of them are present in other countries, but it almost feels like we are entrepreneurial in our thinking, and we do try to launch more new services. I think our challenge is more around how do we make it applicable for all South Africans and not maybe just a selected few.
I think also for me it's to a large extent about mobile commerce, not only e-commerce.
Yeah.
Because what we see is, sure, there are absolutely nice growth numbers if you look at people sitting behind a desktop and purchasing items. But that is over time shifting to a mobile device, to sort of bring it back to the first questions. And I think there's still a lot of work to be done there to give people the confidence and the kind of experience that they want to be able to use their phone and purchase goods. It is definitely growing. It's growing fantastically, but it is still a small base. And I think that's one of the growth areas that I'm really keeping my eye on.
And that's what we've seen at OLX, right? I mean, we know that we can see how people, like, if once economic times get tougher, like we get more and more people looking for great second-hand deals on OLX, and they largely do it by installing our app and searching around and seeing, oh, well, goodness me, I'd much rather buy a couch for 1,000 rand off OLX, even though it's cash. It's a bit like people love taking credit in South Africa. But 1,000 rand now is maybe one installment from, I don't know, Joshua Door or whatever. So let's get that second-hand couch, and then I have something that I didn't have, and the guy they're buying it off of was like, wow, this thing was in my garage, and now I have 1,000 rand for it. It's amazing.